Hi, everybody. It's Scott Dikkers here from howtowritefunny.com, on the How to Write Funny YouTube channel, and on Facebook. Wish me luck that my microphones are working this time, and having worse luck getting these things to work. But I'm going anyway. So I want to talk in this video about self-doubt. It's something writers experience when they sit down in front of the blank page trying to write. And when you're trying to overcome self-doubt, you got to go to a comedy writer to get the best tips, because in comedy, we know self-doubt. We literally got into comedy, a lot of us, because we had self-doubt. It was a way for us to validate ourselves. And so we've come up with nuclear energy tools to overcome and defeat self-doubt. So I'm going to give you 9 different tips and techniques and tricks to overcome self-doubt really quickly when you're trying to get some writing done. And wouldn't it be cool if I could have titles on the screen while I said these, listing out the 9 things? I'm live, don't know how to do that. Maybe someday I'll have that technology. Number 1, realize you're not alone, that everybody feels self-doubt, literally everybody. You know, think of the most confident person you know. Donald Trump sits around sometimes and gets upset. Oh, maybe I'm a loser. Maybe I don't deserve to be a billionaire and president of the United States and a famous celebrity. We all do it. So knowing you're not alone sometimes can be enough. When you realize, hey, this is normal. It's a normal feeling. We've all got it. That literally can be enough to get some people over the hump. But I got 8 more tips. The second one is to acknowledge that you allow your feelings. You are in control of your feelings. Nobody's controlling you. No outside force is making you feel self-doubt. You may think that's the case, but that's not how human beings work. Human beings create their own emotions. You are responsible for your own happiness. If you doubt me, all you have to do is look at people who you know, could be famous people, could be people in your regular life, who have miserable, awful, terrible lives, have the worst luck, but they're happy. They're happy all the time. And then you know people who are extremely successful, who have everything they could possibly want, who are on Prozac, they're so depressed, or they question everything about their lives and they're crippled with self-doubt. You control your feelings. Now, when you realize that you allow yourself to feel self-doubt, that gives you some control over it, because you're like, oh, I allowed myself to have self-doubt. Maybe I can allow myself to have self-confidence. So just acknowledge that. You know, realizing this is half the battle. Okay, moving on. Number 3, if you're experiencing self-doubt while trying to write and you want to overcome it, write. Really simple. Sit down, start writing. Don't worry about what you write, just write. This is the foundation of all successful writing. Somebody at some point had to sit down and put writing down on paper. Now, it's not going to be good. It's going to suck. Doesn't matter. We're going to get to that in a second in one of my later tips. But for now, just sit down and write. Now, if that's daunting to you, if that idea is scary, what you need to do is set a time limit for yourself. Even 5-10 minutes, and just do a writing sprint for 5 or 10 minutes. The timer goes off, you're done, you don't have to write anymore. You don't have to show that writing to anybody. It's just an exercise. That alone can sometimes cure self-doubt, because you sat, you did it, and your mind at least focused on something productive for a moment, and it didn't allow you to wallow in your self-doubt. Number 4, make a plan to write. So if you did that 5 or 10 minutes or however long your sprint was, and it actually did some good for you, plan to do it again. Could be in an hour, could be tomorrow, whatever, but make a plan to write. A plan to write regularly. The foundation of any successful writing is to sit down in the chair and do the writing. The second part of that foundation is a habit, writing habit, to write every day, to continually to produce so that you have a volume of writing. Nobody gets anywhere without that. And the way you get there is by making a plan. So plan to write. And then the next tip, number 5, is to make that plan a reality and actually follow through and do it. And by doing so, you make it a habit. So once you've got a writing habit, you're on autopilot. A robot can sit down and churn out the writing. That's what you need to do. Again, the foundations: sit in the chair, write, do it again the next day, do it again the day after that, make a habit out of it. By doing that, you're overcoming self-doubt, because you're literally doing the thing that you doubt that you can do. So you're proving your feelings wrong. You're proving that, oh, I don't have self-doubt. I'm totally doing this. I'm totally writing. All right, there's more ninja mind tricks coming up. That if anybody's wondering, okay, wait a minute, how can I do that if I think I suck? Doesn't matter. We're going to get to that. Number 6, celebrate your accomplishments. So if you were able to write for 5 or 10 minutes, allow yourself to celebrate that. Do a little jig, have an ice cream sandwich, whatever you want to do, celebrate your accomplishments. If you write again the next day, celebrate that. If you write for a week, go out with your friends, have a big celebration. You're vaccinated, you can do that now, it's great. So it's really important not to wallow and let that self-doubt overtake you. And a good way to do that, the sort of rungs of the ladder out of that, are celebrating your little successes. Feel good that you wrote. Now, here's the thing. You have to celebrate your successes in the right way. You don't want to celebrate critical success. That's the wrong kind of success to celebrate. Critics don't matter. People who have an opinion about what you do at this stage of the process don't matter. What matters is you did it. So you need to celebrate the actual achievement of the writing, not how good it was, whatever, doesn't matter. You're going to celebrate, I sat down and I wrote for 5 minutes. That's worthy of celebration. Now, there's an even more Jedi trick with this that I used when I started drawing cartoons and sending them out to syndicates. I got this great advice that whenever you get a rejection letter, you should celebrate that, because it means your writing or your work, your drawing, had an effect on the outside world. Somebody saw it and had a reaction, and they took the time to send you something back. Even if it was a form rejection, I got excited when I got those things. That was such great advice, because that fueled me and allowed me to keep going even though I was being rejected, which is so critical. All right, number 7, stop taking yourself so seriously. When you're crippled with self-doubt, you're aggrandizing yourself. You're enlarging your feelings to be bigger than you, and that's silly, okay? Tell yourself, I'm just a little speck on this little ball in space. My feelings don't amount to anything. Doesn't matter. Go back to number 1. Everybody feels these feelings. I'm not special. Anything to minimize the feeling. You're just trying to minimize this feeling of self-doubt. And when you start not taking yourself seriously and you start thinking in a self-deprecating way, in a fun, loving, self-deprecating way, now you can actually make jokes about your self-doubt. What a great way to overcome self-doubt, which a lot of writers do. They write jokes about their self-doubt. A couple of writers I know from The Onion, Dan Guterman and Todd Hanson, did that. Woody Allen was famous for doing that. Cursed be his name. I shouldn't refer to him. I wish he wasn't a part of comedy history. All right, number 8. This is the important one that I've mentioned a couple of times in some of the other tips. Embrace sucking, okay? We all write things that suck. It's part of the process. No first draft is great. You have to write things that suck in order to get past those and write stuff that's good, or to produce the raw material that you can then workshop and make into something good. But you have to begin to celebrate and embrace that what you write will be terrible, okay? It's okay. Whatever you write is going to be terrible when you first put it on paper. Generally, if it's not, God bless you, you're having amazing luck. That's not the way it is for me. First thing I read on paper is terrible. It's terrible. And you need to not care. You need to embrace that and don't worry about it. Know that it's part of the process. Okay. Number 9, final tip. Have some fun. Okay, you probably are experiencing self-doubt because you're being obsessively perfectionistic. And I know that feeling. I know it well. I lived it for many years, and I'm a big proponent of being obsessive in pursuit of whatever you're trying to achieve, but not all the time. Like sometimes you have to let go and go do something frivolous and fun. Go walk barefoot in the grass. Go play with a dog. Make a baby laugh. Do anything that's just silly and fun and is totally unrelated to writing or anything like that. Get your mind off it. Try to change your state. Try to interrupt the program. All right, that's it. Important tips: celebrate, have fun. Those are key. Remember, you're not alone. I'm going to go through all 8. Number 1, you're not alone. Everyone experiences self-doubt. Number 2, you allow your feelings. Know that you control that. You allow yourself self-doubt. You can decide not to have self-doubt. Number 3, just write. Number 4, make a plan to write. Number 5, make that plan a habit. Okay. Number 6, celebrate your successes no matter how small, and make sure you do it right. Celebrate the effort and the fact that you wrote something. Don't celebrate, oh, this person loved it. That's not something you want to celebrate at this stage. Number 7, stop taking yourself so seriously. Number 8, embrace sucking. And number 9, go off and have some fun. And don't worry about your writing for a little while. All right, everybody, I hope that helps. Thanks so much for the comments. I read Outrageous Marketing a little while ago. Big fan. Oh, thank you, Bonnet. That's very nice of you. Totally agree. Best work has come when you were forcing yourself to write at least a few hours every single day. Absolutely. And that's the thing. When you force yourself to write, when you're feeling self-doubt or you're feeling blocked, and you don't feel like writing, the writing you produce there is no different than the writing you produce when you feel on fire with confidence. The audience has no idea what state you were in, and they can't tell from the writing. So why should you care? It doesn't matter. Raphael, thanks for the message. I am delighted to give you this message again. So thank you. I think you got it in the Comedy Business School course, if I'm not mistaken. All right, everybody. Those are my tips. This is the video. It's live, so I don't want to ramble on. I don't have any cool titles or music. I wish I did, but again, maybe someday. For more comedy writing tips, you can go to howtowritefunny.com, where I have free ebooks. I have the How to Write Funny podcast. Just dropped a new episode today with Justine Bateman. Fascinating conversation with her about fame. She was an incredibly famous teen comedy sitcom star, and now she's a philosopher in residence in Hollywood. She wrote a book about fame, and she wrote a new book that just came out about women aging in Hollywood. Fascinating work. And if you want to go deeper with me, you can check out my books. They're all on Amazon. How to Write Funny, How to Write Funny Characters, the whole series. Outrageous Marketing, our friend Bonnet mentioned, which is the story of The Onion and how to build a powerful brand with no marketing budget. And if you want to go even deeper with me, you can take one of my courses. Those are on the courses page of the howtowritefunny.com website. And in the meantime, if you like this video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and I hope to talk to you all again soon. Take care.